Welcome to Beyond the Call, where history, leadership, and heroism come alive. Today's episode explores the story of Private First Class Ralph Eugene Pomeroy, a powerful story of courage and perseverance. If you enjoy learning more about military history and extraordinary individuals, be sure to visit trackpads.com for articles, podcasts, and more. Introduction. Private First Class Ralph Eugene Pomeroy exemplified the highest ideals of courage and sacrifice during one of the Korean War's most intense battles, the Battle of Triangle Hill. On October 15, 1952, near Kumhwa, Korea, Pomeroy faced overwhelming enemy forces with unwavering determination, ensuring his fellow soldiers could hold their strategic position. His bravery under fire not only inspired his comrades but also turned the tide in a critical moment, earning him the Medal of Honor posthumously. This extraordinary act of valor remains etched into military history, embodying the true meaning of heroism and self-sacrifice. Amid the chaos of combat, Pomeroy's defining moment arrived when his platoon came under fierce attack. As enemy soldiers surged towards his position, Pomeroy courageously manned his machine gun, holding the line despite severe enemy artillery and mortar fire. In the midst of battle, with his ammunition depleted, he heroically wielded his machine gun as a weapon in hand-to-hand combat, engaging the enemy until he was mortally wounded. His final act of bravery became a symbol of resilience and sacrifice, forever encapsulating the spirit of the Medal of Honor. Historical context. The Korean War, often overshadowed by the global attention given to World War II and the Vietnam War, was nonetheless a critical conflict in the Cold War era. Beginning on June 25, 1950, with North Korea's invasion of South Korea, the war rapidly escalated into a broader international struggle involving the United States, China, and other United Nations forces. It represented a pivotal moment in the emerging Cold War dynamics, as ideologies clashed on Korean soil, deeply entrenching the geopolitical division between communism and democracy. The brutal, relentless fighting characterized by fluctuating front lines became emblematic of the fierce ideological battle of the era. By the fall of 1952, the Korean War had settled into a stalemate, with entrenched positions reminiscent of the trench warfare of World War I. Both sides dug in along the 38th parallel, and major offensives became costly in human lives, yet achieved little strategic ground. Amid this grinding warfare, a critical confrontation occurred at Triangle Hill, near Kumhwa. Triangle Hill, named for its distinctive shape, became a fiercely contested territory due to its strategic significance. Whoever controlled the high ground could influence the surrounding valley and dictate the terms of battle. The battle for Triangle Hill was part of a broader operation named Operation Showdown, initiated by the United Nations Command to secure key terrain features from Chinese and North Korean forces. It began on October 14, 1952, quickly intensifying into some of the bloodiest engagements of the war. The rugged terrain, freezing temperatures, and well-entrenched enemy troops presented formidable challenges to the attacking forces. Despite heavy artillery support and air power, the entrenched enemy defenders fiercely resisted, leading to significant casualties on both sides. Key players in this conflict included not only North and South Korean troops, but also substantial contingents from China and the United States, each aiming to establish dominance in the region. The Chinese People's Volunteer Army had fortified Triangle Hill, determined to resist any advances and inflict maximum casualties on opposing forces. American forces, particularly units like the 31st Infantry Regiment, 7th Infantry Division, were tasked with assaulting heavily fortified positions, often suffering devastating losses. The bravery and resilience demonstrated by both sides during this period became a testament to the intense nature of combat during the Korean War. Private First Class Ralph Eugene Pomeroy served with Company E of the 31st Infantry Regiment, a unit renowned for its courage under pressure. Known for their resilience, the men of the 7th Infantry Division had earned a reputation for steadfast bravery in combat, repeatedly thrust into some of the Korean War's harshest battles. As the conflict reached its peak during the Battle of Triangle Hill, soldiers like Pomeroy found themselves tested in ways few could imagine. The valor displayed by Pomeroy and his comrades at Triangle Hill ultimately became emblematic of the extraordinary sacrifice required in this brutal, often overlooked conflict. Personal background: Ralph Eugene Pomeroy was born on March 26, 1930, in Quinwood, Greenbrier County, West Virginia, a community known for producing hard-working, determined individuals. Like many young men of his generation, Pomeroy was compelled by duty and patriotism to join the military as tensions escalated into open conflict in Korea. He enlisted in the United States Army, ultimately serving with Company E of the 31st Infantry Regiment, 7th Infantry Division. His decision to join the armed forces reflected not just personal courage, but also a commitment deeply rooted in the values of his small-town upbringing. Tragically, Pomeroy's life and military service were cut short during the brutal fighting at Triangle Hill, where he fell in combat on October 15, 1952. His selfless actions left a lasting legacy, honored posthumously when his Medal of Honor was presented to his father, George Pomeroy, at a solemn ceremony on December 16, 1953, by Secretary of the Army Robert T. Stevens. Today, Ralph Eugene Pomeroy rests at the end of the Trail Cemetery in Clintonville, West Virginia, remembered as a symbol of ultimate sacrifice and unyielding courage. His story continues to inspire future generations, embodying the highest ideals of military service and personal bravery. Medal of Honor citation. Private First Class Pomeroy, a machine gunner with Company E, distinguished himself by conspicuous gallantry and outstanding courage above and beyond the call of duty in action against the enemy. While his company was attacking a strongly fortified hostile position, the enemy launched a counterattack supported by mortar and artillery fire. Private First Class Pomeroy immediately engaged the hostile troops with accurate machine gun fire and inflicted numerous casualties, thus checking the enemy assault. As the enemy counterattack intensified, the enemy forces succeeded in breaching a sector of the defense perimeter near his emplacement. Private First Class Pomeroy courageously remained at his gun position, continuing to deliver deadly fire and inflicting severe casualties upon the advancing enemy until his ammunition was exhausted. Without ammunition, and seeing the enemy within hand grenade range, Private First Class Pomeroy seized his machine gun and, using it as a club, bravely charged the enemy in a violent hand-to-hand encounter. Engaging the enemy in close combat, he successfully repelled the attack until he was mortally wounded. Private First Class Pomeroy's inspiring courage and valiant actions were instrumental in repulsing the enemy's assault and enabled his unit to secure its position. His outstanding gallantry and indomitable fighting spirit reflect the highest credit upon himself, the infantry, and the United States Army. The Battle and Medal of Honor actions. The early hours of October 15, 1952, marked the beginning of a fierce confrontation on Triangle Hill, as elements of Company E, 31st Infantry Regiment, faced intense enemy resistance. Private First Class Ralph Eugene Pomeroy was positioned strategically, his machine gun emplacement critical to repelling enemy advances. As his company pressed forward against fortified enemy positions, they quickly found themselves confronted by a sudden, overwhelming counterattack from enemy forces. Mortars and artillery shells rained down upon them, intensifying the chaos and danger on the battlefield. Immediately recognizing the severity of the situation, Pomeroy sprang into action, skillfully aiming his machine gun toward advancing enemy lines. Despite the hostile barrage, he maintained precise, disciplined bursts of gunfire, causing significant casualties among enemy ranks. His decisive actions not only disrupted the enemy's momentum, but also provided his fellow soldiers vital time to reorganize and strengthen their defensive perimeter. Pomeroy's unwavering composure amid the turmoil became a beacon of courage to those fighting alongside him. As the enemy intensified their assault, they managed to breach the defensive lines near Pomeroy's position, pushing dangerously close. Yet, rather than retreating, Pomeroy bravely held his ground, his machine gun continuing to pour relentless fire into the encroaching enemy soldiers. He inflicted severe losses upon the attacking forces, effectively stalling their progress, even as his own ammunition reserves dwindled dangerously low. Pomeroy's steadfast resolve became a powerful testament to the courage required in desperate situations. Eventually, Pomeroy's ammunition ran out, leaving him vulnerable yet still fiercely determined to defend his comrades. Without hesitation, he grabbed his heavy machine gun, now empty of rounds, and wielded it as a weapon for hand-to-hand combat. Charging directly into the approaching enemy, he engaged in violent close-quarters fighting, his extraordinary bravery stunning the enemy soldiers momentarily. His act of sheer determination disrupted their attack further, buying crucial moments for his company to consolidate their defense. Amid the brutal melee, Pomeroy fought valiantly, repelling enemy soldiers single-handedly, despite being vastly outnumbered. His fearless determination inflicted heavy damage upon the enemy forces, halting their advance temporarily and throwing their attack into disarray. However, amidst this fierce combat, Pomeroy sustained mortal wounds, yet his fighting spirit never wavered. Even in his final moments, his courageous example inspired his fellow soldiers to rally and press their defensive efforts, ultimately repelling the enemy assault. Private First Class Ralph Eugene Pomeroy's ultimate sacrifice on Triangle Hill became instrumental in securing the strategically important position for his company. His extraordinary bravery directly influenced the battle's outcome, demonstrating the profound impact one soldier's courage can have upon the course of military events. Pomeroy's heroics on that brutal October day remain an enduring example of valor and selflessness, forever solidifying his legacy among the bravest to have served in the Korean War. Reflections and lessons learned. The courage exhibited by Private First Class Ralph Eugene Pomeroy underscores a timeless lesson in leadership and resilience. Steadfast commitment in the face of overwhelming odds can alter outcomes decisively. Pomeroy's determination, even as his ammunition ran dry, showcases an invaluable quality in any leader: resourcefulness and the refusal to accept defeat. Such perseverance continues to serve as an instructive example for military personnel and civilians alike, emphasizing the importance of adaptability and unyielding resolve. The battle at Triangle Hill serves as a powerful reminder that individual acts of heroism often inspire collective victory. Beyond the battlefield, Pomeroy's self-sacrifice speaks volumes about the essence of ethical leadership and duty to others. By placing the safety and success of his comrades above his own survival, he embodied the highest principles of responsibility and moral courage. Modern leaders, whether military or civilian, can draw from Pomeroy's example, recognizing that true leadership requires putting the welfare of others first, even at great personal risk. Such values remain critical today, reinforcing the need for selfless decision-making in positions of responsibility. Finally, the story of Ralph Eugene Pomeroy holds enduring relevance in personal growth and character building, highlighting the profound impact of integrity, bravery, and selflessness. His actions provide a clear illustration of how personal sacrifice and courage are deeply interconnected with a meaningful legacy. The lessons derived from his bravery are as pertinent today as they were in 1952, reminding each of us of the power we hold to affect change, inspire others, and live with unwavering integrity. Pomeroy's life and sacrifice continue to motivate us to strive beyond our perceived limits and to uphold the noblest standards of courage and selflessness. Closing. Private First Class Ralph Eugene Pomeroy's extraordinary bravery and sacrifice during the Battle of Triangle Hill highlight the profound impact a single individual's courage can have in times of great adversity. His actions remain an enduring reminder of the true essence of heroism, selflessness, and unwavering commitment to one's comrades. As we reflect on this remarkable story, we also look ahead to our next article, another inspiring tale of a Medal of Honor recipient whose valor transcended the call of duty. We invite you to subscribe and share these stories to honor the legacies of these extraordinary heroes and keep their memories alive for future generations. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Beyond the Call. If you would like to dive deeper into more stories of bravery, leadership, and history, visit trackpads.com. Until next time, keep exploring, stay inspired, and remember, the lessons of the past shape the warriors of the future.